Hey everyone, I'm Almar of almarsguides.com, and this is my time and money saver's guide to farming up a legendary weapon. Now, instead of going through all of the individual steps of gathering a legendary weapon, such as, gathering the skill points for it, going and doing the dungeons, 100% world completion, I'm actually going to cover the most annoying part that players find, which is actually farming the required items to get this legendary weapon. Now, we're going to say that each legendary weapon costs 1,000 gold. That's a high estimate for some legendary weapons, but it's going to be an accurate estimate for some of the more expensive ones. Plus, it's never wrong to overestimate how much money you're going to have to spend when getting something like this. Because if you estimate high and the item actually costs less, you're not going to be disappointed at all. In fact, you're going to be happier because you have leftover money. Or you saved money in the process and or saved time in the process. If you underestimate how much a weapon or item that you're going after is going to cost and you get that much money and you realize you need more, you're going to feel angry and depressed and annoyed that you actually have to do more work than you thought you were going to have to do, which could actually hinder you getting it in the long run. Now, the main reason that I decided I wasn't going to go over every single step of this and actually get the legendary weapon on my own is because A, I hate being a completionist and actually going through each and every zone and doing each and every thing. I might do it from 90% of the zones in the game, but there's always going to be this one thing that I don't feel like doing. And more importantly, I hate running dungeons. I'm not a group-oriented player, and I hate grouping up with other players to do certain things. It's not my cup of tea, and unlike a lot of current MMORPG players, I'm not the type of person that would, when I don't like something, I go and be vocal and bitch about it endlessly until they make it to the thing that I like. I just suck it up, deal with it, and I don't do it because I simply don't like it. So, I enjoy farming, and this is going to be how to save a lot of time and get all of the money for farming your legendary weapon. Now, there's a few different methods that you can come across. I put all of these videos in the description, as well as a link to the written version of the guide, depending on which one you'd like to read. But I'm actually going to go over most of them here, as well as some tips to save you money and time when it comes to getting the legendary weapons. The first place you can farm is Cursed Shore, obviously. Now, Cursed Shore has a few different things you can do, but we're going to go over gathering right now. Now, if it's your first time here for the day, or after a server reset and Ori Chalcom and Ancient Wood are up, you'll be making about 1 gold, 20 silver per run, which could take about 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how long it takes you to farm all of Cursed Shore. Have the exact path you should be using in a video on YouTube, which is in the description, or you can use my website, as I said before. Also, another thing you can do in Cursed Shore is plinks. Plinks, you'll be making about 2 to 3 gold an hour by farming plinks. However, you will hit diminishing returns extremely fast. So it's not the most effective thing to farm endlessly over and over and over and over and over again. Actually, you just plain won't be able to because you'll hit diminishing returns. Now, Dredgehaunt Cliffs is the next area you can farm. This will average you about 75 silver in 20 to 25 minutes of farming here, but you can only do this once an hour because it's gathering. I also have the link of the path you're going to want to follow on Dredgehaunt, as well as the video of me doing it in the description, as I mentioned before. Also, you have Blazeridge Steppes, which will net you about 1 gold in 45 minutes. Once again, video, path, all of that in the description. Now, much like Dredgehaunt, it's gathering through Blazeridge Steppes, so you won't be able to repeat this, go 45 minutes and start the run immediately over and go another 45 minutes. It's just not feasible. The nodes will not be back up and you won't be able to do it. But you can, say, alternate between Dredgehaunt, Blazeridge, and keep going back and forth and making a lot of money. Especially because you'd be able to fit Dredgehaunt in the time that it took you to, in between Blazeridge and resetting Blazeridge. Now, those are the primary locations I've found to farm. You can also farm directly for the Lodestones, or you can farm for more valuable Lodestones if that's your thing. However, I've found it to be very ineffective to actually farm for Lodestones that you need and to actually just plain farm for Lodestones as is. They have a really low drop rate, and it's just really not worth it. You're going to be wasting a lot more time farming for the Lodestone than you would farming someplace else, saving up money, and buying the Lodestone with the extra money that you have left over. The choice is yours, though, pretty much. You can farm for the Lodestone if you want to, but I do not recommend it. I can't really stress that enough. Now, the other section here that I wanted to get into for this video is the tips of what you can do to save money without having to go out and actually grind gold or money yourself. Now, when it comes to farming the instances, you will make quite a bit of money. Well, not quite a bit, but you will make some money by running the instances yourself, as you've probably already known by running some instances. Now, I've ran a little bit of a few instances. However, everybody in the group disconnected, then got all pissed off and left, which is why I don't run dungeons in any game, because I don't like having my success rely on other players. It's just, I'm a control freak, and that's not my thing. I have to be in control of the situation, otherwise I just don't like it at all. Now, you'll make a lot of your money running dungeons. You need a lot of the dungeon tokens, and you're also going to need a lot of skill points for your legendary weapon. Now, running the dungeons, it'll probably take a while to get all of the dungeon tokens that you need, so you'll be probably making maybe, I'd say, 1/10 to 2/10 of the amount of gold you'll need for the legendary weapon in farming for the tokens from the dungeons. A tip that I can give you there is to salvage the white items with a really low level salvage kit. Crude or basic usually works well. That way you can still get materials from it, you just won't have as much of a chance to get a rare material from it, which doesn't really matter all that much. Now, that's pretty much all for dungeons, so we'll go to a few more tips that I have here, which is when it comes time to buy the lodestones that you need for your legendaries, be sure to place custom offers on buying these lodestones. You don't want to actually buy the lodestones directly. You want to place a custom offer because you'll save some money. Usually it'll be a small amount, maybe 20 silver per lodestone, but 20 silver times 100 is going to add up a lot. It's going to be, for every 5 lodestones, you'll save a gold. So that adds up, especially with how many lodestones you're actually going to need. And the final tip that I can give you for getting these legendary weapons, farming for them, and saving time and money, is do not farm directly for the precursor. I can't stress that enough. When it comes time to get the other exotic that you need for the precursor for your legendary weapon, do not use the Mystic Forge and dump a bunch of exotics in there and waste your time and money trying to get a precursor. It's just a very, very, very bad idea. Unless you love gambling and love wasting your time and money, don't do this. You're better off taking the slow route to get it. I mean, if you're a big risk taker and you're big on chance and you like that adrenaline rush, then go for it. But you're going to feel a lot better if you take the slow route getting to it. You know, just grind it out slowly. It's really expensive. Some of them are even getting close to 300 gold, and they're going up as time goes on. Just take the slow route. Every day, get 20 gold closer if you can, or 10 gold, 5 gold closer every day. Throughout an entire month, you're going to be getting, substantially closer to getting what you want. Also, you can take the exploiting the economy route, which is actually what I enjoy doing in games most. I love, love, love fucking with economies. That's the reason I play MMORPGs, despite hating grouping with other players and playing with other players. I love being able to predict what economies are going to do, and I love being able to control an economy of tens of thousands of players by just myself. It's kind of like a god complex that I have with that. But I'm constantly releasing videos on how to mess with the economy, how to take advantage of the economy. So if you follow my YouTube channel, you will eventually be able to hop on a tip that I release and be able to take advantage of that and make a lot of money in a very short period of time. It's just important that you watch closely and take advantage of that tip before too many people take advantage of it and you can't get the proper satisfaction or the proper amount of money that you would have been able to do if you hopped on it before everyone else. Aside from that, though, there's not really much else I can say about farming for legendary weapons besides just expect it to take a while. Legendary weapons aren't meant for everyone. They're meant for the nerdiest of the nerdiest players. You're supposed to have to spend weeks and months, maybe even a year for some players, grinding for this legendary weapon. They're not meant for everyone. A lot of people keep forgetting that. They're used to coming from World of Warcraft, where legendary weapons were easy to get. You know, Thunder Fury, despite it, well, Thunder Fury was actually hard getting back then, but later legendaries that were added in, like Wrath of the Lich King and Cataclysm, and even in Mists of Pandaria, like the gem that they added in Mists of Pandaria. That thing is so stupidly easy to get. I can get that thing in like 3 days. These legendary weapons are not meant to be gotten that fast. They're meant to be achieved by the people that spend hours on the game, like 16 hours a day on the game. They're the only people that are meant to get these legendary weapons quickly and efficiently. Everyone else is going to have to spend months and months and months, probably even close to half a year, grinding for this legendary weapon. It's very, very important that you remember that, because if you think you're going to get the legendary weapon quickly and efficiently, when you actually don't get it within a month or 2 months from now, you're going to get disappointed and probably give up on your quest for getting the legendary weapon, which is not what you want to do right now. So remember that. If you're watching this video right now and you decide, I'm going to start getting this legendary weapon right now, and I'm starting from, say you have 20 gold and barely any of the materials required from it, mark on your calendar 5 months down the road, you should be getting the legendary weapon around that time. Don't expect to get it any shorter unless you play as long as I do, which is like 12 to 16 hours a day. Otherwise, you can mark on your calendar maybe 2.5 to 3 months. Or if you really, really know what you're doing and you're really good at messing with economies, I could probably get the legendary weapon in about a month from where I am now, which is about 100 gold, and I have a whole bunch of materials that I would be able to offload for another 100 gold. So, depending on the type of player you are, definitely take that into consideration and figure out how long it'll take you to get your legendary weapon. It's not going to be quickly, and that's what makes it legendary and a great achievement. Aside from that, there's nothing really else I can say, so if you do decide to go for the legendary weapon, as always, good luck. Don't forget to build up your magic find and stack that when it comes to farming. It'll really help you out. And happy hunting. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, post them in the comment section. Or if you'd like a single one-on-one help with your legendary weapon, somebody to talk to about it, feel free to toss me a private message. I'll do my best to answer any questions you have about it. And aside from that, good luck and happy hunting.